So this is the real reason why most birth plans fail. And it's not what you've been taught. It's not that your birth plan was a problem or that you needed to lower your expectations. And it's not even that birth is unpredictable. You want to know the real reason why most birth plans fail? Well, follow along, because I'm about to teach you how to have as natural a birth as humanly possible without having to fight, without having to beg, without having to compromise. You won't crumble under the pressure. You won't give up. You won't give in. And you'll be able to avoid a C-section. You'll be able to avoid an induction. You'll be able to avoid a heavily medicalized birth. You'll be able to avoid the stress and anxiety of trying to get your care provider to agree to something. You won't have to go and research a whole bunch of articles to try to prove yourself. Instead, you're going to be able to have the complete confidence to get your birth any way you want. That includes even if you're older. That includes even if you're high risk. That includes even if you've had previous C-sections. If you want to have as natural a birth as humanly possible, then listen up. Because the way that most birth plans are being written, it's not serving you. Because what you want to do is you want to have that as your roadmap. What this allows you to do then is you take your birth plan to your care provider at the beginning of your pregnancy, and you find out, are they even going to support what you want? You also take this to your partner, and you say, look, this is what we're really aiming towards. This is what we're looking for. You take that to your doula. Your doula now knows exactly what you want in your birth. Does your philosophy align with theirs? If it doesn't, you know to keep shopping. Whereas a lot of people, when they create their birth plans, they're waiting until 28 weeks. They're waiting until 30 weeks. They're waiting until 37 weeks. Sometimes they wait until 38 weeks. And it's a real problem because then you realize that you're bringing your care provider your birth plan and they're crossing things off the list. They're saying, this is policy, this we aren't really comfortable with you refusing. What if something goes wrong? They start to scare you. They try to convince you that maybe you should agree to this intervention that you really don't want because of insert reason for medical system and scare tactics that then makes you think, oh, maybe I should rewrite my plan and maybe I should put words like unless medically necessary to make it more palatable. You don't want to do this. In fact, my client Jenny, who's also my partner and friend who runs the Birth House Network, she created a really awesome birth plan template. And I am going to be offering that when I create my deep dive training on how to actually write your birth plan in a way that not only gets read by your care provider, but also keeps you confident in getting the birth that you want. You won't crumble under the pressure. You won't get to the end of your pregnancy and suddenly change your mind and start getting really scared and nervous. Instead, what's going to happen is you can actually plan and get your empowered dream birth. All right? So again, if you want to know more, all you have to do is start following me on my multiple channels. You can follow me here on Instagram. You can also follow me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/empoweringmomsbirth. You can check out my Facebook group, facebook.com/group/empoweringmomsbirth. I'm tired of you fighting. I'm tired of you begging. I'm tired of you compromising on your birth plan. You deserve to have that empowered birth experience. I know it's possible. The system works. And I'm just going to leave you one more tip about birth plans before we go. The thing is that you really want to make sure that you don't take your birth plan to your care provider to ask them what your options are. When you do that, you're basically asking permission, which you don't want to do. You don't want shared decision making in your birth. What you want is to say, this is what I'm aiming towards. This is what I might be open to if something is starting to deviate. And this is my absolute line in the sand. You can't do this to me, unless I'm bleeding out and dying. Basically, it's that would be the absolute red flag emergency. If they say, well, we want to do this anyway, we don't agree with your alternatives and we're going to try to push you in. If you're at the beginning of your pregnancy and you've got a care provider like that, you know to leave. But if you're waiting until the end of your pregnancy and your care provider is saying this to you, what happens is now you're scared, now you're panicking. You're at the end of your pregnancy. You don't know when you're going to go into labor. And now you're scrambling to find somebody different or trying to be okay with compromising on your birth plan or trying to convince them to let you. And this is where a lot of birth trauma happens. It happens even before you go into labor, because you're letting your power get taken away from you. And I'm done with that. And I know you're done with that too. All right? And please share these videos. Please let people know about this community. Let's get this out there, because it's not being taught, and I'm tired of it, and I know you are too, and I'm committed to you having an empowered birth. I'm committed to making 2023 the year of empowered birth. All right, and I'll see you soon. Bye.